Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 18th of July. So, what have we got happening today then? Well, let's look at the news version, events first even. And there's not a great deal. We've got consumer sentiment and inflation, prelim inflation expectations. So, very little out there this afternoon. So we're left down to anything that might come out from other sources, he says. Yesterday we saw the retail sales in the US pick up a fraction, but other than that, not a great deal going on here. So, looking at the technicals then, and the euro, well, it largely is continuing on this downside. I actually just put this regression line on now. This regression line is drawn from the high here to this little old low just before this news here. And you can see how it came, pretty much straight back to the trend it was in, and it sort of makes things quite clear, this, with the averaging and everything it does. Two standard deviations out there is the really the trend line that's sitting there quite nicely, so you can see where it is in terms of pattern. Short term opportunities here, really ideally I would like to be bearing in mind that trend. I'd rather be sitting below the daily pivot shorting it than really going for the long side on it, taking into account the sort of intermediate price action. The pound dollar looking soft still overall, but it has stalled over the last 2 or 3 days. You see it on the weekly picture here. It's very much stalled, still in a downward trend. Ideally shorts would be the game here, but well, we'll see what happens. At the moment it's looking like it wants to pitch up a little bit, but again, preference would be to be selling it below that quarterly pivot, the daily pivot. Maybe back down to the lows. It's not got a lot in it. It's really unreliable at the moment. US dollar yen, really not got a great deal on it. We've got Japanese elections over the weekend, so got to be careful here if you're trying to hold or looking to enter into hold something over this weekend. Could be a bit choppy. The moment it still looks like it's got potential upside from both pictures, really. That's what it looks like at the moment, but I can't see an entry there at the moment, so not a lot of interest but no entries. The Aussie dollar, where we sit from a daily point of view here, still quite choppy. It's been the most ugly looking pair going for a while now, with occasional little old moves here, and if you can catch them at the right time, either the afternoon moves. Where it's sitting at the moment, it's a bit mixed. I was looking at it on the hourly thinking, well, if it takes out the high here, the R1 could be in play. It's already hit the pivot there, so a run up to the R1 would be good. But realistically, in the bigger scheme of things here, I'd rather be shorting it if it breaks below the pivot. And that's simply what I'd be looking for there, running down towards its S1. Or yesterday's lows would be probably a bit more safety. But the overall picture there looks bearish, and I'd rather be on the bearish side of it. US dollar CAD, this is still a bit of a sticky one overall in this picture. It's not moving a great deal. There's a minor, sort of a very slow trend to the upside here. Maybe if we take into account last week into this week, sorry, a couple of weeks ago into last week into this week even. Just remembering this is a 4-hourly chart. There's a slow trend to the upside there. But really bitty market intraday wise. We saw it yesterday, did actually start and get cracking yesterday in the end there, 8 o'clock, but difficult one. Maybe we could see a continuation break of this sort of trend line that's coming across here, quite a steep looking trend line. Maybe a break of that could see further upside in that US CAD. But I'd rather be doing that this afternoon than this morning. New Zealand dollar and Aussie dollar have sort of had the best Asian session. They're both fractionally up against their peers. Overall though, this New Zealand dollar, again, just really looking for the short side on it. Ideally, maybe it's, if it does break this high here, it's got the best breakout scenario and reversal potential coming on there, but it's very short time to be looking at that. Not really for me. US dollar Swissy, really a mess. So there we go, moving on. Euro yen, really a mess. And most of these cross pairs I've gone through. Euro yen, to be fair, it's got a lovely upward trend there that's going on. The same as the US dollar Swissy, actually. It's got a half decent trend kicking through here to the downside, but well, actually Euro yen's better in terms of its trend, nicer, neater. Could be just looking for the buys on this, but where the buy is coming from at the moment, it's not the clearest. There's a bit of a Gartley pattern going on here. Got to be just a bit aware of. They're reversal patterns, by the way. It doesn't. What happens is it fails to make a challenge to highs up here, then off it runs. But I don't trade them these days as such, unless there's a lot of resistance into this point here and an opportunity to sell on the reverse, which we could do, but it's a bit mucky. I'll leave that for now. Euro pound, still, well, short intermediate term it's been, oh sorry, longer term it's been running up there. Intermediate has got into this sort of mess here, and it knows I'm going across to Greece next week, and it's saying I need some cheap euros, Kim. And that's what we're heading for. Look, lower highs, lower lows. We'll see what happens, but it does look looks quite nice on the softer side here. Pound certainly picking up on this current hour, but this is a current hour. You've got to be a bit careful on this. Just see if it follows through here. But there's a possible continuation on this move. Other pairs I've been through here really just not looking too attractive at all. Just very similar or very messy to the majors. Aside of that, let's just look at the usual suspects then. Gold on the dailies sums it up really. It's just, and the 4 hourly this week, it's just not really known which way to go, and this makes it very dangerous when you're trying to catch a trade. At the moment it looks like it could be bullish up for its R1 and these near-term highs here, but we'll see what happens post 8 o'clock on that. It's not really ideal for me at the moment. S&P's up this morning slightly. We've managed to make new highs on that, have we? Yep, new highs this morning. Well, off we go again, and we're off. Such a lovely hourly trend there, but again, nothing to be done for me at the moment. It's a case of we'll see what happens this afternoon. Any sell-off may be an opportunity on the buy side. The FTSE is up 0.25% this morning. Again, not far away from making new highs here. It didn't break down yesterday. That it had that head and shouldery pattern appearing. It stalled. That signal can come off now because it's broken it. It spoilt the action. It broke the high of the other shoulder there, so that's off, and now it's looking, well, a little bit of a Gartley actually, but looking like it's got the potential to back up to its weekly R1. It could be an opportunity there this morning. See how it runs, but R1 could be on board. It's not necessarily got a clear signal or set up. German, the DAX again looking up, pushing up here, again up around about 0.25% this morning, and overall looks like it could. It did a clear out, a little AB sort of C movement there, a bit ugly, but it's got the scope to be continuing. Now a break above its R1, it hasn't hit the pivot. That makes about a 70% chance that we would see the R2 hit, so a break above that R1 post 8 o'clock might see it get a bit of a runner. It has come off a little bit this morning into that R1. Just see it, as I say, a break of it would be a positive. Right, okay, that's pretty much it for me this morning. There's I had been looking at platinum a little bit in the trading room. Just have a look at what's going on there. That did fire off yesterday again. It's got a thing of firing off. I was looking at the short side potential of it firing down, but it's taken the upside. Just following it a little bit at the moment. It's given some reasonably good trades. Okay, not anything on there either at the moment. Right, I shall leave you there and wish you a great weekend, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Have a great one. Bye for now.